So inshallah we'll study Surah AlGhashia today. First 8 ayats of the surah. So first let me do a simple translation of these ayats. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Hal ataka, has reached to you Hadithul Ghashia, the news of something that will completely cover. That's the day of judgment. Then the next ayah says, Wujuhun means faces. Yawma idin, on that day, on the day of judgment, Khashia, they will be fearful, they will be full of fears. Amilatun nasibatun, people will be laboring, working hard, not knowing. And nasibatun, they will be exhausted, they will be tired. Okay, will look like they are very exhausted. Tasla naran hamia, and some faces, some people on that day will be made to enter, they will burn naran, in a fire, hamia, which is boiling, very hot. Tusqa min aynin aniya. Tusqa means they will be given to drink. They will be given to drink min aynin, from a spring. Aniya, which is very hot, boiling spring of water. Then it further says, what will be the condition? Laysa lahum ta'amun, there will be no food for them. Illa, except min dari'in, from a thorny plant or a tree, dry thorny tree. And this is the condition of those who will be punished to enter the hellfire, who will not be forgiven. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this ta'am, this food they will be eating, la yusminu, will not fill them, will not be sufficient for them. Wala yughni min ju', and it will not be helping, satisfying in their hunger. So this is, up to this point, the state of those people who disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's mentioned what will happen to those people on the day of judgment. After that, the next ayat is about those people who are forgiven, who were obedient in this worldly life. Wujuhun yawma izin, and some faces or some people on that day will be what? In na'ima, the state of pleasure, in the state of ni'mat. And then the ayat continues describing the status of these people afterwards. So let's go back to the beginning of the ayat. Hal ataka hadithul ghashia. So the ayat starts with the word hal. Okay. Hal in English is actually a question mark. Asking someone, okay, questioning or mentioning as a question something. Okay, so that's hal. After that is the next word. It starts with these 3 letters: alif, ta, and ya. The meaning of these 3 letters is to come. Alif, ta, and ya means to come. Now, if I put one fataha on each of these, it will be something like alif with a fataha or hamza, ta with a fataha, and ya with a fataha. Okay. This can be written as ata, like this, because the sound of the ya with the fataha is the sound of like alif. So it's written. And the meaning of this will be third person, or he or it, and came, the past tense. When you put 3 fathas, it becomes the past tense, third person. So ata means it came or he came. Okay? So that's the meaning of ata, it came. Then the word after that is ka. Ka means you, for one person, singular person. Ka. Okay. if you combine these, it will be ataka, okay, came to you, or it came to you, okay. But this word, first one is a question mark, so it will turn the whole sentence as a question statement. Will be like, has it come to you, or did it come to you, okay. So that's the meaning of hal ataka, has it come to you, or has it reached you, okay. So that's the meaning of hal ataka. It's a question, has, or did it come to you, or has it come to you. Now there will be further explanation, what is this that has come to you, okay. But the meaning of first two words is hal ataka, has it come to you, or has it reached you, something being asked, did there something come to you. Then the two words after that are hadithul ghashiyah. So let's look at those words. So the first one starts with these letters ha, dal and tha. Hadasa. The meaning of this is to mention or to say something. Okay. And something which is said, which is a noun, is hadithun. Hadithun is a statement or something which is being mentioned, or something which is being said, or one of the meaning is the news, because news is something which is mentioned, which is told you. Okay. So it has multiple meanings: narration, a statement, a news, or mentioning of something. Hadith. Full word is hadithun. When you start, say hadith, but the complete word is hadithun. Okay. So that is news. The other word is, starts with these three letters: Rain, Sheen, and Ya. The meaning of this is to cover something. Cover completely. Ghashia is something that covers. Okay. And Ghashia from this, or Ghashiyatun, is something that covers something. Okay. So Ghashia is from this, you put an alif in between and you spell like Ghashiyatun. Full word is Ghashiyatun, means covering, fully covering. Okay. Like something which will completely take over. Okay. It will cover everything. Okay. And that is also the name of Qiyamah. Ghashia is the Qiyamat, or the Day of Judgment, that it will be completely taking over. There will be no other activity besides the activity of the Day of Judgment. So complete taking over will be done by that thing. Okay, so that is Ghashia. Okay. So the word is, complete word is Ghashiyatun, and this word is Hadithun. Okay, two separate words. Hadithun means news, and Ghashiyatun means something that covers. Okay. Now also in Arabic, whenever you see this letter, this is called ta marbuta, which is written like this. Okay. This is regular ta. Okay. And this is called ta marbuta, which means round ta. Okay. Typically, when last letter of a word is ta, it's a feminine word. Okay. So like Ghashiyatun is something which is feminine. For example, Sajid is a male person, Sajida is a female person. Okay, so one of the signs of feminine words in Arabic is that it should end up with this ta, round ta. It is actually a ta, but when you stop, you pronounce as a ha. So full word is sajidatun. When you stop, you don't pronounce ta, you pronounce sajida, ha. So ta changes into ha when you stop. So full word is ghashiyatun. If we stop, we say ghashiyah. Last letter should be pronounced as ha. Okay. So now we have two words, hadithun and ghashiyatun. Now first thing we want to do is that put an al before this word. Okay. So al means the. Okay. So something the covering completely. Okay. Also when you put al, these two last dhamma change into one. That's the characteristic of the al. So the full word now is AlGhashia-2. So we have now this other word Al-Gha, and you can write down either this way or the way it is written in the Quran. Both are say correct. Al-Ghashia-2. Okay, so one word is Hadithun. The other word is Al-Ghashia-2. Two separate words. One means the news, and the other means something that is covering, fully covering. The fully covering. Okay. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to combine these two words, and in English we will just put an off in between. So now this is a full statement. News of something that will completely cover, or news of the Qiyamah. Okay, you can say that. Or news of the Day of Judgment. Okay, so that's what we did in English. The rule in Arabic is that when you put an off between the two words, something has to be changed between these two words. And the rule is that on first word you take last two dhammas and change into one. And on the second word you take the last letters dhamma and change to a kasra. That's the rule. These two things is just like putting an off in English. Okay, so now you have combined these and you have to pronounce them together. So in the pronunciation, we do not pronounce this alif here. So it will be Hadithul Ghashiyati. Full word is Hadithul Ghashiyati. Also, when we do not pronounce the alif, we make a change here. Instead of this thing, we put a small swad, which means do not pronounce alif. Okay. So now this word together is just like in the Quran, Hadithul Ghashiyati, like here, but when you stop, you do not pronounce ta, Ghashiyah. Okay. So, Hal ataka hadithul ghashiyah, has come to you the news of the Qiyamah. You can say that, or Day of Judgment, or something that will cover completely. So it will be hadithul ghashiyah, news of the fully covering. Covering is something that will completely cover. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just making one statement and you're asking the reader, do you know about what is going to happen? Okay, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself answers in the next ayat. Okay, now here it is being mentioned, there is a gap in the statement here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking in terms of mentioning something that will come on, and that's the day of judgment. So when the day of judgment comes, all the people will be brought together, then the judgment will start. Then based on how people did in this worldly life, the people will be divided into two groups. One group is marked for hellfire and the other group is marked to go to the Jannah, paradise. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts the next ayat with the description of the group which is going to the Jahannam, to the hell. Okay? By saying, Wujuhun yawmaidin khashia. Okay? Let's look at that. So the word starts with these three letters, Waw, Jim, and Ha. Okay? And the word, one of the word, Wajhun. Wajhun means face. Face of a person. Okay? One single. Okay? Its plural is wujuhun. Wujuhun. Faces. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word faces. Why? Because the state of the person is reflected by his face. When a person is in a distress situation or is a happy situation, the state of his entire body is reflected on his face. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that wujuh, the faces, actually he means the people who will be with those faces. Okay? So wujuhun. The second word is yawma idhin. Okay? So yawma idhin is made of yawmun. Yawmun means a day. Okay? Yawmun means a day. And idhin means when that. Or then that. So when you combine these, it will be yawma idhin. It will mean on that day. Then on that day. On the day of what? On the day of Ghashia. Okay, so that's the meaning of, when you write these together, it will be written just like yawma idhin, on that day. Or then, so wujuhun means faces, and then that day. Day means day of Ghashia. Okay, what will happen on that day? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned. Okay. So the word is from khashin and n. Khasha'a. This means to fear. Okay. This word is used when we say to someone, bring khushu in your salat. Khushu means fear in the salat. Okay. And from this is the word khashiyatun. Okay. Khashiyatun means fearful. A day full of fear. Okay, but here the faces will be fearful. Okay, wujuhun days, faces, yawma izin, on that day, will be fearful. Okay. Now also, the word wajhun or wujuhun is also a feminine word. That's the reason khashiyatun is used. It's a feminine word. Okay. So if the something they're being talked is a masculine, then the word for that will be masculine. Okay. That means the wujuhun, faces, is a feminine word. So that's the reason khashiyatun is used for that. Okay. So they will be fearful. The people will be fearful, and their faces will be reflecting what the fear is in them. So that's the meaning of khashia, fearful.
This is it's kind of broken English there, right? Because we says on that day, is it will be fearful?
In English you have to write down will be.
Fearful.
In Arabic we don't have that kind of grammar that you put. Okay, but you will have to, from the context, why will you be put will be? Why would you put were fair? Okay? Because the whole topic is about the future. So you put in parentheses, faces will be, because it will happen in the future. Okay? So yeah, it is the way language is, that you have to draw from the context the time frame. Okay? Now the other thing is that next word starts with and, meme and lam. Okay? And this means to work or to do something. Amal, yeah. Okay? And again, the rule is that if we put an alif between the first and the second letter, it becomes doer. Like sajada, you put an alif, it becomes sajid. Who is sajid? Who is the person who is doing the work of sajida. So the word here will be amil or amilun, masculine, amilatun, feminine. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says just the one word amilatun, which is, what is the meaning? First of all, because wujuhun is feminine, so this word has to be feminine. Now, amilatun means they will be working very hard there. They will be in a laboring situation, trying, working hard. There will be no time to enjoy or have pleasure. Okay? So because the situation will be very hard and difficult, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will be in a state like they are laboring, they are working hard. Okay? Constantly busy, worrying about themselves. Okay, and trying to get out of the misery and the punishment and the situation. So that situation is being reflected by the word amilatun. Okay, so this will be laboring or working hard. And that's the state of the wujuh, which means the state of the person. The next word is nasaba. Noon, swad, ba. This means to get tired or exhaust. Okay. Nasaba. Okay. So again the same thing. Nasibun is a person who is exhausted, and nasibatun is a feminine word because of wujuhun. Okay? So nasibatun, exhausted, worn out, tired. Okay? So that is nasibatun. Okay, so the next ayat is Tasla Naran Hamia. Okay, so this starts with this word Swad, Lam, and Ya. Okay, the meaning of this word is to roast or to burn. Okay. Very severely burning is called Swad, Lam, and Ya. Okay. Now let's look a little bit grammar here. If we have these three letters, Fa and Mla, this means to do. Okay. So if I put a ta in the beginning and combine these three letters as taf'alu, one of the meanings is that she will do. Feminine word in the future and the present tense both. Taf'alu means a feminine person is doing something in the present tense or in the future tense. That is taf'alu. Okay? So this grammar I'm going to apply on these three letters. Okay, so what you do, you put a ta in the beginning with a fatha, and then you take these three letters and you combine like that. Okay, and then you put the same arab here. First one has a sukoon, then this has a fatha, and this has a dhamma. Put the same three harakat there, not arab, harakat. So this is pronounced like tas, la, and waw with the dhamma doesn't work. This is a mismatch. So the sound of this changes into sound of small alif. So this becomes tasla. We just sound of dhamma is changed into sound of alif like that for the pronunciation. Otherwise, you will be pronouncing taslayo, and ya and dhamma don't go together. So for easy pronunciation, pronounce tasla. Okay. The meaning is that she will burn. Well, yeah, she will roast, or she will something feminine will be burning. Now, why feminine? Because we're still talking about wujuhun, which is the feminine, okay? And it is for the use. So, tasla will mean the wujuhun will be burning, the faces will be burning, which means the people will be burning, okay? So, will burn or will roast. So that will be the situation, that will be the state, because those who disobey, they will be sent to the hellfire, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that they will burn. Okay? Burn in what? The word is naran, the fire. Okay? Okay. Now, to make the proper sentence, you will have to say burn in fire. Otherwise, will be burned. She will burn fire means she will be burning, or the faces will be burning in the fire. Okay, so that is the meaning. Tasla naran. Okay. Then the word after that is hamia. So ha, mim, and ya means to be hot, to be very hot. Okay. And again the same thing, same rule, like hamiyatun means very hot. So this fire's definition is, this is a very hot fire. Okay. Tasla, they will burn, the faces will burn, naran, in the fire. And what is the quality of the fire? It is hamiya. It's a very, very hot fire. Okay. So that is the state of the fire. Okay. So this is very hot. Okay. Now the next word in the next ayat starts with these three letters, Sin, Qaf and Ya. This means to drink. The word that commonly known as saqi, or saqaya means to drink something. Okay. Now again the same thing, same grammar we just did. If I put a ya in the beginning and put these three letters, Sin, Qaf and Ya, and put the same harakat, which is that Yasqa, it means she will drink. Okay. So the meaning will be she will drink. Okay.
Yeah, ta.
Sorry. Tasqa, you, and then again the last letter has the dhamma on the ya. It will be pronounced as alif. So it will be tasqa. Tasqa means she will drink. Now, who is she here? Faces. It's a plural is used for that. Okay. So faces means people. Those people who will be burning, they will drink. If this was a yes, tasqa, but the word in the Quran is not tasqa. It's tusqa. Okay. There is a difference in that. In English, it's an active and passive. Okay. She drinks. She is made to drink. Okay. So it becomes passive voice. Okay. You do and you are made to do. Okay. Qatala is active. He killed. Okay. Yuqtilu, he was killed. So how to make active to passive in Arabic? Very simple. All you do, just take on the first letter, this fatah, change into dhamma. Okay? So all you have to do is that, use the same word, same formation, only change this to a dhamma. Tusqa. Tusqa means she will be given to drink. Okay. She will be made to drink or given to drink. Okay. Some work is being done on this now. That's passive voice. Okay. Now again, she is the faces here, the group. So these faces means these people will be made to drink something. They will be given something to drink in the hellfire. Okay? That is the meaning is tastusqa. So the meaning is will be made to drink. Okay, so the next word starts with the three letters Ain, Ya, and Nun. Okay, it has many meanings, but the word that we need is Ainun. Ainun means a spring of water. Ainun means water coming out of the spring, chashma or something like that. Okay, Ainun. Okay. Now the word min means from. Okay. Also, min is a harf-e-jar, and whenever you put a preposition of harf-e-jar, it changes this to two kasras. So the word becomes min ainin. Meaning remains same. In English, meaning remains same. From a spring. People will be given or made to drink from a spring. Some spring will be coming out from the ground there or in the hell, and they will be given, offered to drink from that spring. That is tusqa min ainin. Okay.
I thought ain was eyes, so it's not eyes.
That's another meaning is eyes.
Eyes.
Yeah. That's the reason you call it anak.
Yes.
It sits on the eyes. Yeah. Okay. That's only chashma also.
Yes.
Because chashma is also the water comes out in the spring. So it's all these meanings are mixed together. Okay. But they fit good. So tusqa, they will be given, the faces or these people will be given to drink from a spring, min ainin. And what is this spring? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says aniyatan. Okay, or aniyatin. So let's look at that word. Noon and ya means to boil. Alif, noon and ya means to boil. Okay. And again the rule is same, that if we make anun or aniyatun, it will be boiling. Okay. And why we are using boiling as a feminine? Because again the ayn is regarded as feminine. So aniyatun means boiling, which means this spring that will be coming off the ground or in the hell will be very, very hot. So people will be made to drink from that spring. So there will be a spring, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, according to this one, it's ayat. In the hell, there will be spring. There will be water, but the water will be very, very hot water. Okay, so they will be given to drink from a spring, which will be what? Boiling. Then, so this was the condition that people who are made to enter into the hell, their drink will be the boiling water. Okay.
Aniyatun, but that is aniyatin, right?
Because the rule is that, yeah, let me write down this thing. Because always the noun ends up with two dhammas, right? So this word will be. And again, one more thing, if you are writing in Urdu, it will be written like that. Aniyatun. Aniyatun, right? You just add an alif in there. Like simple rule is that if you have these three letters, Sin, Jim and Dal, all you do in Urdu or simple writing, you add in alif here, sajid or sajidun. So last letter has to dhamma. If it is a feminine, then you sajidatun. Still you have to put a tun, but two dhamma right there. Okay. So this is, okay, now in Arabic, when you have two alifs like this together, they can be written as like this. Okay? But that's separate. Last letter still has two dhammas. Its sound is aniyatun. Okay? But this is the quality or sifat of this spring. Why? Because this is spring and this is boiling.
Off.
Okay? No, not off. No. It's sifat. What is sifat? The quality, the adjective.
Yeah.
Sifat is the adjective or something. You know, like you say, child, beautiful.
Okay.
So beautiful being is the sifat of that child. Okay. In Arabic, the rule is that when you have a word here, ainu, okay, whatever, if it has two kasras, then this has to have two kasras. If it has two fathas, it has to have two fathas. If it is singular, sifat has to be singular. If it is plural, it has to be plural. So in Arabic, the sifat quality adjective has to follow exactly. Now suppose if min was not there, this word will be ainun,
Right.
then this will be aniyatun. Because the word before was affected by min, now this ainun is going to affect the word after that. Because sifat has to follow exact formation rule. Rule is that if it is masculine, sifat has to be masculine. If the word is, like for example, if in English, when you say a girl, you say beautiful. It's a sifat. But when you say a boy, you say handsome.
Right.
Okay? Why? Because there is rule there, some rule there, but not followed completely. But in Arabic, it has to follow exactly. So that's the reason aniyatun becomes aniyatin. And when you stop, you still pronounce aniya. Okay? You don't pronounce tin or tun.
Right.
Okay? So that is there. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, going to the next ayat, Laisa lahum ta'amun. So let's look at these words. Okay. So Laisa means not. It makes the statement negative. Okay. Lam means for and hum means them. For them. Okay. So laisa lahum will not be for them. Okay. Then ta, an and mim means to eat. Ta'ama means to eat. And most people know the word ta'amun. Ta'amun means food or eating. Okay. Or the occasion of eating. Ta'am is inviting someone, offering food is ta'am. Okay. So ta'amun means food. Illa means except. Just common words. Illa means except or but. Okay. Then the last word. Okay, the meaning again is from. The next word is root letters Dod, Ra, and Ain. Okay, and one of the Riyun is from here. The Riyun is a dry, thorny tree. It's called Dari'un. Dari'un is a tree which is very dry and very thorny tree. Okay. And again, the word is min, means from, and min is a harf jar. It will change Dari'un to Dari'ain. Just like there is min change ainun to ainin. It's a harf preposition. Do that whenever in Arabic. Min is a preposition from. When it comes before a noun, it changes the noun from two dhammas to two kasra. Okay. So that's the reason Dari'un becomes Dari'ain, because there is a min before that. So the meaning will be the food for these people will not be except from a thorny tree, dry thorny tree. Laisa lahum ta'amun, their food will not be illa, except from a tree that is very dry, very thorny. See, the water is boiling water and the food is thorny, dry. Okay, so that is what it is. Not for them food except, and then you have to put the English properly, from dry thorny tree. Okay, so now in the next ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about some more about this food, what this food will do to people. Okay, so la yusminu. So let's look at that word. Sin, mim and noon are the root letters for the next word. Okay, and these have three letters, ba, be, fa, la. Okay, and this means to nourish. Okay, for the nourishment. Okay, which means health, giving health to you, to sustain you. Okay, some food don't do anything. Some food are necessary for you to make, grow, and give health and sustain and all that. That's called nourishing food, nourishment. Okay. Now also, we just learned that if you put a ya in the beginning, okay, well, ta in the beginning was for she, ya in the beginning is for he or it. Okay. So yus will bring the meaning of it. Okay. Nourish means in the future it will nourish. Okay. Yusmino. Okay. And la means not. So la yusmino, it will not give any health. It will not provide you any sustenance. Okay. It will not be healthy food. La yusmino will not give you any health. Okay. La means not, and ya is used for third person and future
Masculine.
or masculine, yeah. Because it's a food here, ta'amun.
That's masculine.
That's masculine, yeah. So this food will not be healthy for you, for the person who is eating that. La yusminu, okay, will not nourish. And then after that is the word wala yughni. Okay. And the word is from, hold Ghain, Gha, Noon, and Ya. Okay. And we know the word Ghani. Ghani means someone who is rich. So these are the root letters. But these are three letters. And they belong to the group we call three letters word Fa'ala. And this means to be rich. Okay. If I add one letter here, alif, in the beginning. Okay. Okay. So, and this will be like I added one letter here. Alif. Aghna, its meaning is to satisfy. In Arabic, you can make bigger words by adding more letters. So three letters means to be rich, but adding one alif in the beginning, aghna, when you pronounce, it means to satisfy. Okay. So this word la, wa means and, la yughni will not satisfy. This food will not give you any health and will not satisfy your hunger. Okay? So that is la yughni will not satisfy. Or you can say la yusmino, neither it will nourish, wala yughni, nor will satisfy. Wala can translate as a nor if there is a neither before that. Okay. So here you can say nor satisfy. So people will be hungry and they will eat from that tree, and that will not give them any health, or it will not kill their hunger, because that is hard, thorny food. That means on the day of judgment, those people who will be in the hell, they will get hungry too. So their recreation will be just like the creation now, that people get hungry. They will be recreated, they will be hungry there also. But they will want to eat or drink, and this is what they will be receiving: hot boiling water and hard, thorny, dry food from the trees. Okay? And it's not going to satisfy them, will not fill their hunger. Min ju'in. Jim, Waw, Ain, and Ju'un means hunger. Okay. Ju'un means hunger, and Jim, Waw, Ain means to be hungry, to be in need of eating. Okay, but the word noun is hunger, and that is Ju'un. Okay. And the word before that is min. Min means from, and when you put min, it's a preposition, it will change Ju'un to Ju'in. Okay. Min Ju'in, from the hunger. It will not satisfy their hunger, or in their hunger. Okay. La yusminu, it will not give them any health. Wala yughni min ju', and it will not satisfy them from their hunger. So in this surah, Surah Al-Ghashia, up to this ayat number 7, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the state or condition of those people who did not obey Him in this worldly life, and their punishment on that day is in these few ayats. Okay? Now after ayat number 7, the surah turns the other way. And it talks about the people who will be sent to the Jannah, to the paradise. Okay, so that is the description. It starts from this ayat number 8 and it goes on. Next about 7 or 8 ayats there. Okay, but compared to the rhythm of this is the state of the other kind of people, but if you notice that the rhythm is same. Okay, again the word wujuhun is used. Wujuhun means faces, means some people. Okay, face is being used to represent the whole person because face represents the state of the person. So again, wujuhun, yawmaizin, then that day, the same way. Okay, now the word is na'ima or na'imatun. Okay, so this word is from Noon, Ain and Mim. Okay, ni'mat, that we know, is a blessing, favor. Good things are called ni'mat, ni'matun. Okay, and so again the word is na'imatun, is just similarly na'imatun means blessed or in a state of blessing. Okay, so now for proper translation, when ayat starts from here, wujuhun yawmaidhin khashia, faces on that day will be fearful. Then this should be translated some other faces on that day, because if you do not distinguish, you may think that the same faces is being talked about here. No, these are different faces. These are different people here. Okay, so some other, because you cannot translate without context. Okay, so this word should be translated some other people or some other faces on that day are in the state of blessing.
On the same day, then they.
On that day, the day will be same day. Okay, but who are these people? Because on the day of judgment there is no sun, so there is no concept of 24 hours a day or sun or rising and setting at night, all that. So the day which is there, and in Surah Az-Zumur, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that ashraqatil ardu, the earth will become bright by the light of Allah, Noor Rabbiha. So the light of the Noor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be making the earth bright, because all the people will be brought back from their dead on this earth, and there is no sun. But the Noor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make, however that happens, will bring light on the earth. But that will be one day, go on. Quran says the day may last at 50,000 years as you count them. Okay, so that is the day. That is the day. Doesn't matter how long it is the day. Okay, so on that day the accountability will start for all the people. The day will continue. People will be sent to hellfire, the day will continue, then other people will be sent to paradise, the day will continue, wala alam. Okay, but here it is, wujuhun means other faces, yawma is in that day, will be in the state of blessing. Now in the recitation, this word wujuhun and yawmaidin, they're coming together. Separately, it's a wujuhun and yawmaidin. But when you read together, then this sound of noon on ha is not pronounced. It's pronounced with the sound of noon unna, wujuhun yawmaidin, and that's the reason there is a shadda on the ya. because you're not supposed to pronounce wujuhun anymore. Wujuhuin. Okay? So that is just the tajweed, but the meaning remains same on that one. Okay? So inshallah we'll stop here.